The day after Christmas and all through the state, the clouds, fog, and mist will abate. Stormies return, some may be strong, but it'll be okay, 'cause plenty can go wrong. And what that means is simply to say, the forecast is not guaranteed today. Let's talk about what might happen, perhaps a bit, but don't worry, don't fret, because it'll be okay. And with that, let's get into this Thursday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Good morning, I'm Texas Storm Chasers Boldy-in-Chief David Reimer. It is Thursday, the 26th of December, 2024, back in the office after flying across the country last night. I mean, this is the only way to ensure we actually don't have any sort of storm issues today, but we might, but it's not a guarantee, and we'll talk about a couple of the fail scenarios that could result in today simply just being maybe some showers, some storms with gusty winds and hail versus, well, what could be. Let's go ahead and start with the severe weather outlook for this afternoon. This is generally going to be from about 12 p.m. through 9 p.m. 12 p.m. on the western sides, 9 p.m. everything should be out of the state in Louisiana, Arkansas, or out in the Gulf of Mexico. Storm Prediction Center indicating the potential for isolated scattered severe thunderstorms across Texoma, North Texas, Central Texas, Northeast Texas, including the Arklatex, the Brazos Valley, East Texas, including the Piney Woods, Southeast Texas, including the Houston area, the Golden Triangle, back into the coastal plains. For all intent and purposes, the eastern third of Texas. Now, the most common hazard today will be large hail, quarter to golf ball size, and localized damaging wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles an hour. Most storms will not be producing golf ball size hail. Most storms will not be producing 70-mile-an-hour winds. We also have the threat for a few tornadoes. That is conditional on a few things happening, which, hey, hopefully won't, and we won't have to deal with tornadoes, but nevertheless, the potential may exist. Let's take a look at the tornado outlook. Also from the Storm Prediction Center, the potential is very low to low across the same areas I just described, with the highest relative possibility for a couple tornadoes this afternoon, maybe in southeast Texas around the Houston area, into the Piney Woods of East Texas, and far East Texas, let's just say mid-afternoon through the early evening hours. Now, these lines are probably going to change somewhat through the day. It may go up a bit, it may not, but the potential is conditional, meaning it's not a guarantee. And I realize that it is the 26th of December, and 9 years ago we dealt with a horrible tornado outbreak across portions of North and Northeast Texas. That's not to say we're doing that today. Could we have a few tornadoes? Yes. Are we going to be vigilant? Oh, yes. There's a reason I flew across the country yesterday. But this is not a guarantee. And hopefully, one of the fail scenarios will occur and will, not reach a spaghetti-o level of issues with storms. Now, let's switch over. This is the high-res rapid refresh model for today, tonight, into Friday. The blue arrows you see, that is wind direction. The background, white, that's not snow, that is cloud cover. The radar itself, kind of self-explanatory. We are expecting a pretty dreary morning across a good chunk of the state. As we get into past sunrise, towards late morning, scattered showers, maybe embedded storms will move across northwest Texas and the Big Country. Some isolated to scattered storms possible the eastern half of the state. As we get towards 10, 11, 12, we are expecting an uptick in thunderstorm activity along the leading edge of this Pacific cool front/dry line as it approaches Interstate 35 in Texoma, North Texas, Central Texas. Some of these storms are probably going to start producing some hail and maybe some strong wind gusts. The tornado threat, very low to low. As storms, the line itself moves east early this afternoon across the Brazos Valley, East Texas, Southeast Texas, Northeast Texas, Eastern North Texas, early this afternoon through the late afternoon. Some storms in the line may go into rotation with the potential for spin-up tornadoes. Localized damaging winds, hail, heavy rain. It's going to rain today. I mean, that's a good bet for some of these folks. But what we're going to have to watch for, I'll try to do this without nerding out completely. It is, the day after Christmas and food coma. Notice that this does try to develop some semi-discrete storms ahead of the squall line or kind of even embedded in the line. If that happens, especially along and south of Interstate 20 in East Texas, down towards Southeast Texas, there is some potential we could have a tornado issue. In addition, we'll have to watch some of these discrete storms that may try to go out by themselves. If that happens, those could also have some tornado issue. Kind of like we dealt with Christmas Eve. The thing that wasn't supposed to happen with tornadoes? That ended up happening. Well, guess what? Mother Nature wanted to make a fool out of me. Yeah, oh well. It's happened before, it'll happen again. But here's where we could be kind of saved here. Notice this model is trying to blob everything out. If we can blob everything out, kind of keep everything, from going discrete/organized, we may be able to keep the tornado threat somewhat lower. In addition, we're going to have to see if the low levels of the atmosphere can destabilize. That's a question. If not, there's still plenty of instability aloft to support some hail, some strong winds that could make it down to the surface, but that limited low-level destabilization could limit the tornado threat. Vice versa, if we see a pocket of more unstable low-level air in, East Texas, eastern North Texas, Northeast Texas, Southeast Texas this afternoon, we could see an uptick in the tornado potential. This is all just me telling you there are plenty of ways today could be a bust, in the sense where we don't have to deal with, tornado issues galore, or even, big hail wind. It's going to rain. It's going to storm. Some of these storms are going to be dropping at least some small hail, gusty winds, heavy rain. But the higher end of things would support a tornado threat. So that's why we're going to be watching this afternoon. That's why I flew across the country on 18 hours notice last evening. And that's why we're going to have live severe weather coverage this afternoon with storm chasers out and about. It's going to be a messy setup. We're not likely to see, discrete storms out by their lonesome, the classic reflectivity hooks on radar. This is going to be a big old blob with some embedded severe weather potential. The good news is it's not going to stick around in most spots long. This is going to be east of I-35 by 2 to 3 p.m., gone out of I-35, and then these storms will be, in Arkansas, Louisiana, probably by 7 to 8 today, and we'll be done probably by 8 to 9 p.m., maybe a little sooner, as activity moves east of the Golden Triangle. After that, guess what? We're not really going to see any rain in Texas for the next, 4 to 5 days. So things calm down considerably, and that will be our last significant severe weather issue for 2024, because what a year it has been. All right, let's take a look at the fire weather outlook the next few days. We are looking at the potential for moderate to high fire danger conditions from the Texas A&M Forest Service today, tomorrow, Saturday, really the western half of Texas. We're going to see temperatures go above average and, extreme to exceptional drought. Fire danger looks to remain low the eastern half of the state. Mostly. Here's the long-range American weather model, the global forecast system. You can see it actually does have a few, well, this isn't even the right, no, it is. It kind of does have some light rain in East Texas Friday night, Saturday morning, so we'll see. But that's not expected to be significant, severe, any of this nonsense we dealt with Christmas Eve and may deal with today. Otherwise, you could see Sunday, Monday, it's going to be beautiful. We're going to have mostly south winds. Westerly winds try to come on in. Northwest winds Monday afternoon, Monday evening. A cool front, not expected to produce any sort of thunderstorm activity in Texas. You can see that front moving south into Tuesday morning. Maybe some fog, low clouds, southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle. Maybe some light showers Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. And then you can actually see, it's a little difficult to see here, but this model brings our next storm system in Wednesday of next week with maybe the chance of rain, but it also did have a wee bit of snow up in the panhandle as we try to go a bit cooler. But that'll be something we deal with mid-next week. Not a this week issue, thankfully, because it's been kind of busy. Forecast rain totals the next 5 days, and for all intent and purposes, this is today. You can see the potential for 1 to 2 inches of rain. Texoma, North Texas, the Arklatex, Northeast Texas, East Texas, the Piney Woods of East Texas, down into the Golden Triangle around Beaumont, Southeast Texas, Houston, Galveston, points east. The potential for maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain up to 1/2 inch of rain. Northwest Texas, western North Texas, central Texas, the western Brazos Valley, into the coastal plains. Western half of Texas and South Texas, the Rio Grande Valley. Don't expect anything that's going to amount to more than 1/10 of an inch over the next 5 days, unfortunately. Now, let's take a look at temperatures over the next 5 days, because I've said 5 days enough in this video alone. Today, highs 50s, so seasonable but cool. Panhandle, West Texas, Northwest Texas, Texoma. We're looking at 60s in the Permian Basin, the Big Country, North Texas, Northeast Texas, East Texas. You can see why I said low-level destabilization. Let's see how these upper 60, low 70 temps, how far north those can get. That'll be a good indicator of low-level destabilization this afternoon. Notice 70s, Piney Woods of East Texas, the Golden Triangle, Southeast Texas, the Brazos Valley, Central Texas, South Central Texas, the coastal plains. And then we're going to have 80s down in deep South Texas, the Rio Grande Valley, but y'all aren't going to be dealing with storms. Tomorrow, a bit warmer. We're looking at mostly upper 50s, Panhandle, West Texas, 60s, the northern half of the state, 70s to 80s, southern half of the state, 60s out in the borderland, far west Texas. As we get into the weekend, the warming trend continues, 60s and 70s to low 80s across a majority of the state, 80s in San Antonio, Del Rio, Laredo, maybe mid to upper 80s, South Texas. Sunday is going to be a beautiful day, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have mostly sunny skies, highs upper 60s and 70s. It's going to feel like a spring day, and it is going to be glorious. 80s, South Texas. And then Monday, we go from, nice to kind of hot, honestly. For December, it's pretty hot. We're looking at mid to upper 80s. The southern half of the state, San Antonio, 83, 84, could be flirting with 90s, deep South Texas. Upper 70s, North Texas, the Big Country, Northwest Texas, Panhandle, 60s, 70s, even 70s out in the borderland, far west Texas. That's nice. Honestly, we're going to have to keep an eye out for fire danger if this is right. If we're going to have any sort of wind plus these warm temperatures in the winter months, that's kind of a fire indicator. But otherwise, I think this might be a good day for Baldy and Chief to go bowling. Yes, sirree, Bob. That's what I get to do, because I had to fly across the country on 18 hours' notice. And let me tell you, that wasn't cheap. But that's okay, ladies and gentlemen, because we're here for you. Can you tell I've had caffeine and sugar? All right, above average temperatures expected the western third of the United States, essentially west of the Continental Divide, Rocky Mountains, as we go into the first week of January. A cooler pattern, kind of with the system starting Wednesday next week, across the eastern two-thirds of the United States. It looks like just how cold we get. I mean, at this point, it doesn't look like a scary, super-duper Arctic outbreak for us. But again, if we have precip timed right, maybe we can get a little bit of snow out of it next week, at least the Panhandle. And then precip-wise, it's a toss-up. Equal chances, parts of the state below average, parts of the state above average, whatever. We'll see what Wednesday onward brings. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are probably going to be doing live severe weather coverage this afternoon. A tentative start time of 12:30 p.m. Central. Even if we don't have much going on, we'll probably still go live, at least on the Texas Weather Center YouTube channel, our website, and mobile app, so we can keep folks updated. And the plan is, if we have tornado warnings, we'll be live on pretty much every social media platform we use, which at this point is Facebag, X, the Texas Storm Chasers YouTube, the Texas Weather Center YouTube, the Texas Storm Chasers Twitch, the Texas Storm Chasers TikTok, and if I forgot one, oh well, I'm tired. I want to go take a nap. That'll be it for your morning edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. We will have updates throughout the day, and again, if needed, we'll have live severe weather coverage. We're going to have storm chasers out and about, so we should have live storm chasing video as well the day after Christmas and all through the state. The stormies are buzzing and David's irate, but the time has come for Baldy to nap. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, you can always get the interactive weather radar and your local weather forecast in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers, or you download apps for your device. And of course, we have interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com. That's it. Talk to you later. It's nap time for Baldy. Y'all have a great Thursday. Hope you had a good Christmas. God bless.